Welcome to Fort Fritz, episode 28. I am Fritz, and I will give you this warning. We will talk about some religious stuff, so if that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, I'll let you in on a warning. Don't listen. Do not listen to this podcast.
That's not helping our clicks. We need all the clicks.
Sorry, I thought people like to be told what not to do in order to rebel.
Those are only college students who need trigger warnings and safe spaces, you snowflake.
And 5-year-olds.
You're listening to Fort Fritz.
Good.
Hello, guys. I am Fritz, joined as always by co-host Mandaddy.
Hi!
Nick Spry.
Konnichiwa.
And Angela. It's good to see you.
Hello.
Thank you guys for coming over. This generator is being a real pain in the dick.
That's what they do.
It is so dark out here. This place is so much more creepy in the dark.
It doesn't need help.
But you can see all the stars. It's awesome.
Yeah, but the thunder's rolling in, so that's why you guys came over at the perfect timing. This generator is really it's not working, and I don't know what I'm doing that's not making it work. There's gasoline in it.
Okay.
I keep trying to kick it.
Right.
Okay. No, that's the first thing you should do, always.
Yeah, give it a little whack.
Yeah.
Mandaddy earlier said, can you unplug it and plug it back in? I did that.
Yep.
Nothing.
Really?
Nope.
That always works for my computer.
Everything, yeah. For everything. My grandmother, it worked great. It's amazing.
You plugged her? Oh,
Yeah, we unplugged her for a little bit and plugged her back in. She went, and then she was great for like about a weekend.
Was she in the hospital or?
No, just hanging out.
Oh, thank God.
Word.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Angela is a little edgy. She's a little on the edge, a little kind of,
It's nice out here, but it's freaking hot in the house.
She looks a little flushed.
It's been a while with the electricity here at the fort. Orlando went through some stuff, and so we went through it as well. So we got to get this generator running because that's the only thing you're going to be able to make it through the night. I mean, the house smells horrible. It smells bad outside. Trust me. It's like
gross,
a poop forest out here.
Everywhere smells.
It's because of
It just
Greaves.
smells everywhere.
What is with Greaves?
Greaves, God, I wish I didn't have to tell you this.
What? What do you do?
Why?
Greaves has a meat locker in the house.
What type of meat?
I can't recognize it. It just looks like flanks.
It's carrion.
Carrion.
Whoa,
Okay.
Wait. He's got already... Okay, so...
It's
Was it
pre-fetid.
roadkill?
It's pre-fetid
like,
meat.
It wasn't like properly killed. It was just rotting meat you found and then hung in a meat locker?
No, you're thinking of caribou. No, this is a very rare elk.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Carrion is vulture food. It's the dead and rotting flesh of animals. And so he took stuff that was already fetid and disgusting and then put it into a meat locker, and now it's double fetid?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's...
No, that's double feta. You're thinking double feta. That's amazing.
God.
Double feta is amazing. Have you ever had double feta? It's so
That makes me just want
good.
to puke in my mouth.
But
It's super swampy in here, though, man. It smells like a rust monster drowned in a sea of pennies or something
Yeah,
like that.
I know. We're not even in the house. It's just because the window's open. So please, guys, please help me. This generator, please.
I mean, it obviously needs something. It has
something.
a problem.
Yeah,
it needs
yeah.
a little. It needs a boost. It needs a kick. I don't know if anyone has any ideas what
Do you
to
guys
do.
know what? You put gasoline in this.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but gasoline's
yeah.
obviously not enough. I mean, we're living in a world of gravy water around here, so we need something better than gasoline.
Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
So much.
Angela, please, can you help us? You know what this is. You've seen this before.
Did
I'm
you
sure.
prime the pump? Did you try and prime the pump?
You didn't come up with that phrase.
Trump did.
Yeah, Trump did.
I mean, he's a genius, right?
He is a
so,
genius.
We had
He's a
to
smart
let's
man.
prime this pump
Prime
and get
that
this,
pump.
this
Oh my
house going.
God.
Prime the pump.
I don't know. I don't care. I just wanted to work.
Well, maybe
Angela,
it's like
get over there and help us then, please.
Oh, fine. Get out of my way.
Ow,
Get out of her way. Just get out of her way.
Ow.
Don't look her straight in the eyes. It angers her.
You're going to bruise me. Ow.
I feel you're still 5 feet from me.
Get away from her, Nick.
Look up to the sky.
Get
Look
away
up to the
from
sky.
her.
I just had to... God, okay, all right.
She's in goddamn inside the engine now, and
She's
throwing things-
melding.
Okay.
She's like doing a
God,
Vulcan
what's
mind
wrong with
meld.
this thing?
Ow, she's throwing like cogs and... Whoa.
Oh,
what?
oh, she's got it. She's got it now. She's got it.
Wait.
Spark. A lot of
Okay,
sparks.
she's giving it one.
Lot of sparks.
Another try.
Look out, my God!
Oh my God,
that blew up. That blew up right in
Oh my
front
God,
of her
is she
face.
okay?
Oh
Is
my-
she okay?
No, she's not okay.
Maybe
Look, there are body parts all over the place.
Oh my God, there's like a hunk over here and a hunk
I
over
think I'm
there and a
gonna
hunk of burning Angela.
Oh my God.
Should I stop recording or should I totally
I don't
record?
know.
No, never stop recording. Never stop recording.
911?
Okay. Here.
I mean,
I
we need to. Let's
bring
this is
the
not
mic
good. It
in.
looks
Let's
like
do
there's pieces of Angela all over the yard.
my
This is
God.
horrible.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I can't believe
Oh my
this
God, my
happened.
ears
This is
are
a
ringing.
horrible day. This is a sad day.
Even though she's now deceased, still looks so serene and hateful.
Yeah, you can see it. In
You
her,
can see it.
You can see it in her
You can
face.
see it right there.
But on the plus side, the generator's running fine.
Sure, for sure.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So at least she died for a reason.
Crazy.
Maybe we should just have a moment of silence for her. Okay, maybe
Yeah,
just
yeah,
let's
that's
just
good.
moment of silence.
let's bow our heads.
Okay.
Think positive thought.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
What the hell, man?
Angela,
Where did you come from? How's that?
Is that real? That's not right. That's not. What's going to happen? Who's who? What? Hey, what?
you're a ghost.
Ghost!
Boom, I'm not.
I felt that.
I guess
She,
she's not.
I can hear her. She just thumped you right in the forehead. That's pretty rude for
That's-
a person who just freaking died.
Pretty real.
How
Also,
are you standing over here? We just watched you, her body ripped asunder.
Is that Angela 1502?
I don't know.
What?
Why would we know that?
How is that a thing? What?
What does that even imply?
Numbers?
Why are you counting? Doesn't matter. What's going on here? Is the generator working?
Well, it's definitely Angela. That's definitely her. I know that there's no way that's nothing else, but
She's even wearing a different outfit. That's amazing.
yeah. I mean, she obviously died.
What is all this meat?
And,
All these body parts, guys. Can you put this in the freezer
you,
now?
that's
The
what
meat
we're saying.
locker?
No. I mean, I can if you
Is
want
that what's
to.
hanging in the
Is
meat
that what's
locker?
been in the meat locker? Is nothing but hunks of.
Wait a minute.
Dude. I don't like this, guys.
That's my line.
This is not good.
Oh god.
Exactly. I concur.
This is not good. Angela, since you're such a expert at the generator, could you check out the generator, make sure it's working at optimal efficiency while we go over here and talk for a second? Would that be cool, Angela?
Don't patronize me.
Okay, could you just look at the generator so we can talk
Yeah, I
over here
got
about
it.
you?
Go away.
Okay,
Okay, awesome.
We're going to totally talk about you over here.
Gosh, she looks like the exact same Angela.
That's so
She acts like her
messed
too.
up.
Why did she say 1502 model?
I'm like,
Right.
So is she
That's a lot of models.
1503 or is she 1504? We don't know.
And are they just in a warehouse somewhere, or do they make a new one every time? I don't get it. This is not probably the best thing to be around.
Hey Angela, how you feeling? Are you hot at all or no?
I'm fucking miserable.
That's her. That's
Yeah, that's
totally.
her.
That's
That's
still.
her.
That's totally
okay,
her.
that's-
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't have to be such a
Call her
dick
back
about
over.
everything.
Now I feel
Right.
bad
And
because she's
that's-
just staring at us. She's not looking at the
And
generator.
that's why I'm scared right now. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of Revenants?
You guys talking about Revenants?
Shit.
No, I don't know what that is.
No, not at all.
All right, get over here. All right,
We're not talking about.
No. Get over here. You're a Revenant, aren't you?
Yep.
Wait, what is that? Man, Daddy, what is that?
There are many forms of the living dead. Vampires, zombies being the most popular. However, their lore may be predated by stories of revenants. Meaning, her! Admittedly her! She just said it! She just said it out of her mouth!
How's that bad though?
Revenants are the dead come back to life.
Oh.
Tight.
Also brought your power back on.
Yeah, thank you for that. By the way.
That's right.
That's really nice. It
You're
is.
welcome.
It's really nice. It's really nice. Anyway, now the dead come back to life, but usually with a purpose. And, as she just stated, not always an evil one. Not always an evil one.
Thank you.
She's totally, like,
I
freaky.
mean, wasn't she kind of evil to begin with?
Yeah. Okay. Totally.
It seems that revenants are individuals that either were evil in normal life or were good people who died without fulfilling a task.
Explain.
Oh.
Well, the word revenant is derived from the Latin word revenans, R-E-V-E-N-A-N-S, which means returning. In French, it is revenir, revenir.
You got it right. One of those. Times.
One of those is totally on it. Which means to come back. Like vampires, most revenants only walk the earth at night. And here it is. We're having sundown coming, and there she is.
Thunderstorms, perfect setting.
Seems kind of appropriate. Though daywalkers have been reported, so we don't know. She could be one of those. But there's also been reports of revenants drinking blood and even eating the flesh of the living.
Why
And you
would
ever
it-
notice whenever we go to the chicken joint, she never gets anything?
Except for a cup of blood.
You notice that too?
Yeah, I always thought that was weird.
Yeah.
I just thought she was a really sort of adventurous eater.
And she always asks, "Are you going to eat those feathers?"
Chicken blood's got. I'm low on iron, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Are you
know.
anemic? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Dude, that's totally stop because only like full people are anemic.
But it's not really because it's a medical condition.
Dude, I can totally hear you guys. It's fine.
Anyway, Revenants, like I said, are always evil. They're not always evil. They're not always evil. Here to eat us or drink our blood or kill us or...
Tell me why Angel is evil again.
Hey.
What?
No offense.
None taken.
Now, one person that wrote of Revenants is William of Newburgh. He wrote about a number of cases in the 12th century. He did so, quote, as a warning to posterity. He said these stories were very common, and that, quote, were I to write down all the instances of this kind which I have ascertained to have befallen in our times, the undertaking would be beyond measure, laborious, and tiresome. So evidently, there is a buttload of revenants back in the 12th century.
Oh, the 12th century, wouldn't a revenants just be like somebody who actually left town? And they're like, just gone for it's not a big deal. They're like, oh, Stu's been gone for 3 days. He must be dead. And then he comes back. He was like, I was just camping.
I was just camping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going on a fishing trip.
They're like, where the hell were you? Me? Oh, I was dead.
I was dead, I swear. Don't tell my wife.
It's definitely a good lie to give to your wife. Like, I died.
I was dead at the time.
Well, you didn't take out the trash. Did you just hear me? I said I was dead.
You also get out of a lot of things too. Like, can you just help me? Baby, I died. I gotta rest. I died. I can't do that. I'm so tired from being dead.
Raise your hand if your heart stopped.
Oh, you're not raising your hand, I see, honey. So,
this is the perfect life pro tip for getting out of jury duty. Just freaking die. Just while you're sitting there. Like, well, he's dead. He can't do this. I'm sorry. In one tale, there was a man known of evil conduct. Suspected his wife of infidelity. So one night he hides in the rafters of his bedroom and he catches his wife in the act.
Oh.
Ooh.
However, he falls from the rafters and is mortally wounded.
Oh, man.
Which, I mean, what a horrible way to go.
Was it worth it?
Maybe he was just he was like a cuck and he was just into it and just fell on his hard-on and just snapped it and died.
Impaled by his own hard-on. That would have to be on the tombstone. If you get impaled by your own hard-on, you're putting that on the tombstone for all of prosperity to know forever. Now, he was given a Christian burial, even though many in town said he did not deserve it because he was an evil man.
Oh, what do they know?
2 nights later, as his widow was sleeping, the man appeared in the bedroom and leapt upon her sleeping body.
Oh.
So her dead husband walks into the room and just hops right on her.
Hot to trot.
Nearly crushing her under his dead weight.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. Okay. Now she screams, of course, because of the whole dead thing, and flees the house. Now for the next several nights, the Revenant roamed the village, attacking anyone he came in contact with, even killing a few people.
Like just going garbage can to garbage can, like just trying to eat banana peels, and then like, hey, what are you looking at?
No, that's the thing. They're not feral. They're usually the same person almost, just with a drive. They're not like zombies. They still have their personality in some way. They still have the drive. They're not just brain eaters.
But with some either murderous or positive intent, like maybe he's just like we're trying to return all the lawn yard equipment that he borrowed from his neighbors.
I was just about to think,
just
like, mowing
hey,
everyone's front yard.
Your weed whacker here, and I'm going to eat a little bit of your brains too.
Fulfilling all those favors that he had, promises with people. Yeah.
Have you noticed anything off with Tom? He's mowed everyone's yard. It's really odd.
Like I said, the Revenants walking around, killing some people here and there, as they are wont to do. Mm-hmm. Finally, on the 4th day, the villagers went to the cemetery during the day and dug up the body.
What?
Wait.
They found the body to be in perfect condition.
No way.
And even appeared to be suffused with blood. Like he actually looked like he gained weight.
Whoa! He's in a ruddy complexion.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Even at the point where someone stuck the body with a stake and a stream of blood spewed out of the corpse.
Oh, so he was like a heart, and he's got like
a tick.
Hydrostatic pressure of blood.
Like swatting a mosquito.
They took the body to a funeral pyre. However, it wouldn't burn.
What?
Even after being dismembered, the body wouldn't burn. Only after the heart was removed did the body finally turn to ash, and the curse of the Revenant ended.
Whoa.
What'd they do with the heart?
that gets burned as well once it gets removed.
Got it.
But, or you can make a lovely salad with it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I mean, waste not, want not.
Right. Use all the buffalo.
You're carrying meat locker.
Carrying meat locker.
Once again, that sounds like an offshoot of one of the bands I used to play with in Tampa. And I actually did play with Meat Locker in Tampa. Anyway, true story. #real. One story tells of 2 runaway peasants from around 1090 who died suddenly of unknown causes and were buried. However, at sundown, the 2 men were seen walking through the village carrying their coffins on their shoulders.
No way.
What?
They did not.
Just wandering around carrying their coffins as a what? You can't bury me? Now, they roamed the countryside as well, but some say their bodies changed.
They didn't know where their body was buried.
They became bears.
Oh.
Their bodies morphed into wolves.
Oh.
But were still carrying the coffins.
Even as bears and wolves.
As bears and wolves. They came back to the village in their former shapes and began banging on the walls of houses, shouting, "Move! Quickly! Move!
Oh, that's...
Get going! Come! Move!" Then, villagers began to fall sick and die, as if a plague had been released in the village. Finally, the bodies of the Revenants were soon interred. Their heads cut off, their hearts removed, and bodies burned. And once again, the curse was lifted. As with that story, some Revenants have powers far beyond their mortal selves. Some have said to be able to spew poison from their bodies.
Whoa.
Or just the fact that their decaying bodies, even though they didn't seem to be decaying, they always looked normal.
Right.
But there is something inside of them. Something deadly. That was, like, even touching a Revenant was said to make you fall sick and possibly die.
Oh.
Some have strength far beyond that of a mortal man. And the ability to withstand remarkable damage.
Like Angela.
True be told.
Yes.
Like the X-Men. To make a team.
No, she's stronger than all of them motherfuckers combined.
Now, when you think about all the things I stated, strength, the ability to take a bunch of damage. So when you think about it, a perfect example of a Revenant in modern culture would be Jason Voorhees.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Myers.
He's Jason.
Yes. Yes, that's why the first name is Jason, and then the last name is Voorhees.
Gotcha.
That makes him a Jason.
Hockey.
He's not adjacent to Jason. He is a Jason.
What is actually his agenda?
To kill. Period.
That's it? That's pretty open.
If something gets in your way or something's
broad.
there, kill it. Make it die.
There's nothing personal, huh?
There's an Oedipal complex there where, like, his mom and him, I think they had something going on.
Oh, yeah. He was a mama's boy of the highest order.
What's it called? Like a genetic syndrome where you're attracted? It's like attraction to genes. There's like a certain, like, incest.
Like 501?
It's just when people are attracted to their own family.
Targaryen?
Could be good.
Reference! Now, one story of Revenants involves a kindly baker who died in medieval England. After his death, his corpse would return every night to his home. However, he was there to not terrorize or to harm. He would show up each night to help his wife knead the dough.
Yeah,
gross. That is definitely a health code violation.
Yeah, definitely.
For real, that place should be shut down.
Sure.
Not eat any of their donuts.
However, the widow was, of course, completely frightened each time he came home, and eventually several townsfolk chased the cadaver back to its grave and placed heavy stones upon it.
Yakety sax playing the whole time.
However, the visits continued until once again he is dismembered, heart removed, and body burned. So it seems that death is not always the end. Whether a man dies with hate in his heart that brings him back to spread plague and death, or a kind-hearted man dies while still wanting to help his beloved wife, even death cannot stop the unearthly will of the Revenant.
That is really, really fascinating, scary.
And we're dealing with one right now, and she admitted to it.
Yeah, but Angela has charm, you know?
That's true.
She's got personality.
But what's your task? I mean, if you admitted to being a Revenant, what is your task?
Yeah, out with it. Out with it.
Keep you guys alive.
Oh, thank God for you then.
Wow.
That's good.
That's great and terrifying, meaning that we are in danger. But we
All
have
the time.
we have a guardian. So, thumbs up.
Angela, correct me if I'm wrong, but now that it looks like the power is restored back to the house. Do you guys see this?
Yeah,
Thank
the lights are on.
God.
It looks like
Finally.
the floodlights are on. The front porch, it looks like it's on. My computer is on, and do not look at that.
Don't even.
Just ignore that.
Just don't even look at it. Don't even touch it.
problem.
Just move. I'm not even going to comment on it.
Not even gonna-
No.
That's-
Thank you.
No.
Please stop looking at it. Do you think Nick's price? Stop looking at it. Do you
sorry.
think we should turn off the generator now?
Yeah, I guess so.
How about you turn it off? Because it seems to be a little volatile, and you seem to be a little indestructible. So could you please do the
cool?
honors?
Is that cool by you?
Yeah, I'll turn it off.
Thank God.
Everybody back up. All right, just give us a little warning. So we can back up.
It's off, guys.
What the hell?
Right in
I
front of us.
didn't even see you do that.
Yeah, that was way less terrifying than I thought it'd be.
You guys are a bunch of wusses.
Also,
Well,
great.
because we die.
Well, I'm trying to save you guys, so why don't you put your money where your mouth is, Mandaddy, and suck this gasoline out of this generator?
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. So,
wow.
Siphoning off for later use in case there's another storm.
I mean,
Totally wasted in here.
I've been to a lot of gas stations. They say
is
that
getting
it's like
wasted.
10% ethanol.
Yeah.
Right? And ethanol rhymes with alcohol.
Meth.
So,
yeah.
So, I'll do this. I got no problem doing this. So, just give me that hose and
You're not supposed to swallow.
No, don't drink
Wait,
it.
Don't drink it.
Oh, this is good.
Oh, my God.
Back into the gas canister.
Screw you. This is good.
Oh, my God.
Me and Daddy's drinking all that damn gasoline.
Waste not, want not.
He can't be helped. Ever. Keep drinking. Keep drinking that
Why
gasoline.
would I stop? This is amazing.
It's delicious. All right.
I can feel my brain dying.
It's making me nauseous just looking at it.
It smells really good. While Man Daddy's drinking that gasoline, we're going to get out of here and try to figure out what we got to do here. Keep drinking, buddy.
Wait. All right.
Angela, that's too much gasoline
It's
in his
fine.
belly.
It's fine.
It's
Let's
delicious.
make him vomit it somewhere.
Still way better than Mickey's Ice.
You're listening for Fritz.
Welcome back to Fort Fritz. This is Nick Spry. I'm trudging along here with Man Daddy,
Hi.
Fritz,
Howdy.
and Angela.
Hello.
So we just got the generator going, got the power back on in the house. We've been walking along. Man Daddy actually drank almost all of the gasoline. An impressive feat out of the
A
generator.
lot of it. All of it,
He
actually.
looks a little peaked now, though.
Yeah.
We're stumbling along.
I mean, it's good, but I don't recommend it.
I feel like you need to deposit all this gasoline somewhere.
Yeah, well, the gas was originally for the boat.
He smells like an oil field.
Wait. The gas was for the boat?
The boat.
What boat?
My boat.
You have a boat?
Yeah. There's a boat here.
Of course, she's got a goddamn.
You have a boat, or Felix had a boat? Ow! God damn it!
No,
Stop it!
don't lean on
Well,
me so hard.
you gotta support me, man.
He's
This
failing
is.
fast, guys. He's
I
failing
got a
fast.
good old deep
Easy.
gas buzz going on right
Semantics.
now.
Let's go. Come on.
Oh, okay, so we're going to the boat. All right, we're walking along the house, up to the marina.
Well, it's a dock.
Hey,
They're,
what are we
my
gonna
God, they're
do?
being so
What are you
slow.
gonna do?
Come on.
Why do you have a why do you have a boat? Why do you have a
This-
boat?
Come on, easy.
This was the
Step
escape
up.
route if we needed to get out of here for the hurricane.
Hold on, Nick. help me.
You gotta wait out.
Nick,
yes.
help me with his right leg. He's
He's a mess.
okay, you're pulling my hair back.
Oh, let go of him! Let go!
Okay, here we go.
You
Left
are so
foot.
dense. He's a lot heavier than
Come
he
on,
looks.
left foot,
Yeah,
left
I know,
foot,
I know.
left foot.
Which
Man.
one?
This one right here.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move that one.
Move it
okay,
up. There
going
you
up there.
go.
There we go. Oh, we look at us. We're walking.
Yeah, we're walking, man, Daddy. We're walking. It's
Kind of funny.
He's man baby.
Okay, easy.
Say what, boat.
Ow, my head.
Stop pulling his
What's with the
hair.
boat? Why are we going? Why we boating? Why
Oh,
we
this must
boating?
be
Get
it. Is it this? Is this like a, what is that? A cigar boat?
Yeah,
That's a very fast-looking boat.
Yes.
It's so sleek. It's like fluorescent
Yeah,
green.
it's like a cigar boat.
Yep. Inboard motor. Pretty sweet.
Should be cigarette boat.
Why does she have a boat?
I don't know. Why do you have a boat?
To get out of here.
This was your plan X.
To get out of here fast.
Do you have like a bug out bag that you just grab?
Who doesn't?
That's true. I have several.
It's
Stashed
Florida.
around this-
You never
God,
know,
yes.
man.
You kidding me?
All right, okay, all right. So the gas needs to get into the boat, you
Yes.
say, right?
Yep. Come here.
How are we going to just funnel this
You
in?
get no gas out of me.
All right, Fritz, here's a funnel.
No,
Hold that funnel.
No,
Okay.
no, this
Listen.
is all in me.
I'm gonna put the
Gas
tube
is
in the
me,
gas tank.
I am me in the gas
Man,
is
Daddy.
one.
Man, Daddy, you gotta
Do you
vomit.
see this?
You gotta
Look at me.
vomit, man.
I don't vomit. That's,
Yeah, you
you know,
gotta-
I don't. I just don't. I don't care. I
Can you
don't know.
Angela, can you open up the cooler you have there?
Yeah.
What's
I'm
in
feeling
anything
good.
you can
Oh.
drink?
Do you
Feeling
want
good.
LaCroix?
LaCroix's perfect.
What?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What flavor? What flavor?
What flavor do you have?
We got a cucumber mint here.
Oh God!
Come on, buddy.
I don't even.
Here, just take a little
Just
sip. Just take a
no.
sip. Here, come
Here
on.
it is.
Oh,
Just
come
smell
on.
it.
Okay.
Smell it.
Sip it. Sip it.
Just a
sip
little.
it.
Just a. Well, that's actually.
Here's the use the straw.
Yes.
Into the bowl, big guy. Into the bowl, big guy. Oh, that's good. Get it all out. All out.
Hey, you're getting it all over the boat, man.
Guys, that was all over me.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait,
you
okay,
gotta
I'm
get
sorry.
it in the funnel.
sorry.
In the
That was
funnel.
all
Okay,
over
I'm
the
sorry.
boat and on me and not in the funnel.
Okay, can I get a little bit more of that LaCroix? I just
Absolutely.
I just need to
If
just
it's
get
going
the
to make
flavor
you
out
do
of
that, yes, drink it.
Okay, just
Refreshing.
God, that is
There you go. Pour. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Seems like a lot more is coming out than went down initially.
It's fine. It all works.
Rub his back a little bit more. A little
There
bit
you
more.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Awesome. Perfect.
Breathe in through.
Hold his beard back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
whoa,
Yeah, it's okay. Just lay down for a
Wow.
little bit. You're on the boat now. Angela, where the hell are we going?
Sucked.
Well, guys, want to go a little pleasure cruise here?
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Yeah?
nothing better after puking to go on the high seas. Great
Don't
idea,
listen to him.
Angela.
He's going to be negative for the rest of the night.
Listen, you go, shut up. I'm going to kill all of you.
Okay. Zipper.
Revenant.
Have you guys ever heard of Bluebelle?
The ice cream is delicious.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's
Pistachio
nice.
is my favorite.
No, the boat, Bluebelle. The ship.
No. Oh, no.
Really?
that.
Optometrist Dr. Arthur Duperalt of Green Bay, Wisconsin, had always wanted to take his family sailing on the warm waters of the tropics. After saving and planning for years, Arthur and his wife Jean were able to fulfill this dream in 1961 and chartered a private cruise on a 60-foot ketch named Bluebelle.
Okay.
Escaping a harsh Wisconsin winter, they made their way down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with their 3 children, Brian, 14, Terry Jo, 11, and Renee, 7. On November 8th, 1961, the wholesome Midwestern Duperalt family boarded Bluebelle to finally experience a week-long trip sailing around the Bahamas, a trip they had always dreamed of.
Is this 2 separate words? Bluebelle? Like B-E-L-L-E?
It's actually one word, but it is B-E-L-L-E. Yes.
No.
Is
Isn't
it,
that those little cheeses that are wrapped in wax? Isn't that a Bluebelle?
That might be.
That's Baby Bo.
Oh, babe. Okay.
Baby
fine.
Bo.
Delicious. The ship was skippered by decorated World War II and Korean War pilot Julian Harvey, accompanied by his 6th wife, Mary Dean.
Oof.
Wow.
6 wives.
Player.
And this guy was an optometrist.
No, that was the captain.
Oh, the captain
The
was
captain's
named who?
Julian Harvey. The optometrist was Dr. Arthur Duperalt. Over the next 4 days, Harvey piloted the Bluebelle east toward the tiny island chain of Bimini, then east to Sandy Point, a village on the southwestern tip of the Great Abaco Island. The group spent the week snorkeling and collecting shells on the white and pink beaches, then started their way back to the mainland.
That sounds heavenly.
Doesn't that sound
Lovely,
nice?
yeah.
Yeah, relaxing.
I just love that you're also saying that this guy was like an airplane pilot, and he's piloting this boat because he can't just sail this boat. He's got to pilot it.
He's gotta pilot
He's got to
it.
pilot the.
Captain the boat. No, I guess pilot's pilot.
It
Yeah.
is. It works. I think it's funny.
You have an odd sense of humor.
Shut up.
That night, after leaving the Bahamas, Mary Dean, so that's the captain's wife, prepared a dinner of chicken cacciatore and a salad. It was to be the last meal ever served on the Bluebelle.
Oh, no. Did you guys hear that lightning?
Wow, that's not
I
good.
don't like that at all.
Around 9 p.m., Terry Jo, that is the middle child, she's like 11 years old.
The only one good enough to get 2 names. You notice that? Like
Yes.
the other 2 kids, 1 name, Terry Jo. You get an extra name.
Well, the wife was Mary Dean.
The wife of the captain was Mary Dean.
Mary
Yes.
Dean, okay.
Yeah, there was Brian, Renee, and Terry Jo.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
So Terry Jo got tired, so it was like around 9 p.m., and went into the cabin to go to bed, where her and her sister had been sleeping on the boat. An hour or two later, she woke up to her 14-year-old brother screaming, "Help! Daddy, help!" in a tone that was of pure terror.
Oh my God.
Not good.
She heard lots of commotion and screams coming from outside the cabin.
Oh, man.
Too frightened at first to react, Terry Jo stayed silent in the cabin for a while until she got the courage to investigate.
And how old was she?
11.
Wow.
Jesus.
She saw her mother and brother lying in a puddle of blood in the dining area and instantly knew that they were dead.
Oh,
It
my
wasn't
God.
a pool of blood. You know, a puddle of blood is like, you can survive a puddle, but pool, yeah, you're done.
He had a short-lived career.
In absolute shock, she went upstairs and saw more blood on the starboard side and a bloody knife. It was at that point that she saw Captain Harvey scuttling the boat, opening valves and hatches so that the boat would sink.
Oh, wait. That's what scuttling is?
Yes.
That's how you scuttle.
Is actually making a boat sink, so you open a bunch of valves and hatches to make it sink.
I've never scuttled.
Holy cow. Wait, but they're still in open water, aren't they?
Yes.
Oh, man. Did they have any, lifeboats?
So as soon as he saw her, he shoved her back downstairs and yelled, "Get back down there." With her mother and brother's bodies around her, she didn't know what else to do but crawl back into her bunk.
Oh my good God.
Until she heard the water coming into the cabin, and she knew she had to escape. She
Imagine
made her,
that. God, that is so terrifying.
That is absolutely
and she's only 11.
That's terrifying if you're on land, much
Yeah.
less surrounded by water.
She's only 11, and she walked out and she hasn't even seen her father or her sister or the guy's wife. She just saw her mother and brother and just a puddle of blood.
I'm just trying to deal with puberty, and now this!
Yeah.
So Captain Harvey, correct, was the captain?
Yes.
So this was his sixth wife.
His sixth wife.
Okay.
Harvey
Go
gets
on.
around.
Go
Yeah.
on. This is fascinating.
So she made her way upstairs again after she realized that the cabin was flooding to find the captain getting the dinghy, the lifeboat ready. Strangely, he asked her to hold the line because he had to get something.
Seriously?
Help me out.
I know I just murdered your,
Yeah.
your mother and your brother, but just give me this quick.
Well, I think-
do this solid.
Could you be a deer?
That's basically what it was. And I think he thought she was too stupid.
Wow.
And convinced he was going to get a weapon to kill her too. She let the line go, and the captain freaked out and jumped into the water to swim after the small craft. So he left her on the boat alive.
Okay, so this was in a storm, right?
No, there was nothing going on like that, but he was just...
He just lost it.
Yeah, well, he was getting ready to go, and I guess he just got a little frantic and was like, "Here, just hold this line, so I can go grab something." And she just kind of let go of the line, so that made him freak out and jump out in the water to go get it, because otherwise he would have no way to get off the boat.
Because of all the scuttling.
So
He was scuttled.
obviously he did not want to kill Terry Jo.
Well, he's leaving her on a sinking boat, so in the middle of the
Exactly.
water.
Yeah.
So
Right.
So it's even a more terrifying kill when you think about it. It's like, here,
well-
suffer.
He was leaving her basically to drown on the boat.
So if it's premeditated and they just found her drowned, wow, that's sick.
Right.
It keeps reminding me of the seagull from The Little Mermaid. I'm
Yes!
now there's some
Yes!
dark
Scuttle!
overtones
Yes!
to his character. He's like, "Here, use this fork to comb your hair," and
He's
while I
drowning
get the
Ariel
dinghy
in her
ready."
life.
Oh, that's sad,
Deep.
but funny.
But funny. What was it? Snarf Blaster? Wasn't that what the
Where the fuck did that come from?
pipe was called? The Snarf Blaster.
I don't
yeah.
even remember something like that. Yeah.
And a dingle,
I had a trivia question. What's the name of that?
hopper.
The dingle
was
hopper.
the
Dingle hopper's a
hopper.
comb.
Yeah.
I had that as a trivia question.
So he's jumped off the boat. He's swimming after the dinghy. She's on the boat and it's sinking. But they'd been on the boat for about a week, so she kind of knew she knew the boat, and she knew that there was a cork lifeboat, so a smaller little oblong netted little, smaller than a dinghy, but it's a lifeboat.
Like a single unit.
Yes, correct. So she untied it just in time as the boat sank.
Oh, that's crazy.
This is the most badass 11-year-old I think I've ever
I'm
heard
pretty
of.
impressed by this 11-year-old, right? Very resourceful. She stayed low and quiet in case the captain tried to come back and try to kill her.
Ooh.
Was the captain already in the water at this point?
Yeah, because he had jumped out to go get the dinghy. He never did come back, and he was rescued the very next day along with her 7-year-old sister's dead body.
Wait, he took the body with him?
Is a dead body ever actually rescued, or is it just found?
He told the United States Coast Guard investigators that a squall had brought down the Bluebelle's mast, holding the ship's hull, rupturing the auxiliary gas tank, and starting a fire.
Way too much information.
He claimed he had found Renee floating in the water and tried unsuccessfully to revive her.
Oh.
An autopsy did show that Renee had drowned, so maybe she actually was still on the boat somewhere.
That's crazy.
Because Terry Jo was in the one cabin, so her sister also could have been hiding somewhere. She just didn't know. She never saw her.
And if Terry Jo had held on to the rope and he gets back and he goes, okay, come with me, he could have also drowned her.
Yeah.
So what happened to the father?
Eek.
She never saw where his body was.
Really? Okay, he was just never found.
And the wife. She never saw the dad, and she never saw her father, and she never saw his wife. She only saw her mother and her brother dead.
And that's consistent with, like, usually young children. They give the best details. Like
because it's just imprinted on their young brains.
They're
it's just branded, basically.
Right. It's not anything they've seen before. It's like, what happened to this guy? I don't know. I don't know.
But then when asked to recall, like, the
everything
events that happened,
I looked at the clock, and they say 9:17, very specific things.
Yeah. So Terry Jo drifted for 4 days without food and water in the Northwest Providence Channel. So this is near
how old is she?
11.
Damn.
This is near the Bahamas. She kept her faith that she would be found, and sure enough, a Greek freighter boat found her and pulled her into safety.
Viva la Greek.
Yes.
They fed her nothing but feta and olive oil.
An octopus fresh from the sea.
Calamari.
I mean, what a way to recover, right?
Little Retsina.
Uzo.
They did give her the name Sea Waif.
Oh.
She was badly
my
sunburned.
God, no, I have heard of Sea Waif before.
Yes.
It's usually on those, like, clickbait articles, and I go, no, I'm good. I don't want to read that.
Listicles.
She was badly sunburned, dehydrated, and had a fever of 105 degrees.
Wow.
That's burning.
It is believed that Harvey planned to kill his wife to collect on her $20,000. So this is 1961.
I'm about to say 20,000. That's it.
$20,000 insurance policy. And then when he was killing her, was observed by the doctor, and so I had to kill him and the wife and the children who may have witnessed the murder.
That just seems awkward, though, to like plan a murder where there's going to be a family of 5 also on
and you're
the
all
boat,
secluded on the
boat.
ocean. Yeah, it's like you basically have. I guess that's a good idea because you have a certain number of witnesses and you can eliminate them.
I honestly don't think he thinks everything through because he was like trying to leave the boat, and then he's like, well, good thing this 11-year-old girl's here. Here, hold this like rope for me, So he doesn't think everything through.
I hate stupid killers.
Yeah. It was later found that Harvey had previously survived a car accident that claimed another of his 6 wives and her mother, and that his yacht, the Torbatros, and his powerboat Valiant had sunk under suspicious circumstances, also yielding large insurance settlements. So this guy, this is just his MO. This is just what he does.
What he do. He's got. Hey, everyone needs a hobby.
So when Harvey found out that Terry Jo survived, he committed suicide by cutting his wrist in the bathroom in a room at the Sandman Hotel.
Whoa. This is Captain Harvey?
Yeah. Once he found out that Terry had survived that, he killed himself because he knew that she knew exactly what had happened.
She saw the evidence.
Yes.
He's screwed.
But actually, because Terry Jo was only 11 at the time of this horrific experience, no one at the time asked her what had happened to later in life because they just didn't want to traumatize her. She was adopted by some family members. She got put in therapy, and no one really asked her about it because they didn't want to traumatize this 11-year-old girl. Even though I feel like that's something you should let a child talk about, right?
Build up like the Babadook inside of her.
The 60s.
Just push that way down. Way down inside you.
She doesn't know why he left her alive on the ship. She assumed he just thought she would drown. However, her survival was her revenge.
That's ridiculous.
That's
crazy.
Just the amount of planning this guy goes into. He gets he spends all his money and eventually is like, all right, gotta get married and kill someone again, I guess. That's just not a good career path.
6 wives.
6.
Maybe he just has the long con bucket list, just like he's like, all right, speedboat, check. Train, check. I gotta do open water somewhere. Maybe go hang.
Where's it in? Like helicopter?
Yeah.
No, actually, the last would be hovercraft. That'd be the most esoteric one.
Some murder bingo. Just all right.
Murder bingo.
Murder bingo is awesome.
Yeah. Well,
that's absolutely intense. Murder bingo. Was this something that was premeditated? Is it assumed to be premeditated because of the 5 other wives? Or was it planned? Or was it just a crime of convenience? He was like, hey, look, I'm out in the ocean.
Might as well kill these people.
It was reported that he was having money troubles. So this was November, and he married her in July. So I feel like this was actually something he thought about doing. So he married her. He had just married her
With the intent.
Wow.
So he would kill her and get her money.
That is awful.
So the moral of the tale is that make sure you kill people before everyone knows you has money troubles. Just plan out and say, look, by the end of the year, I'm going to have some money trouble, so I'm high on the hog. I better kill everybody. And then they'll say, oh, there's no way he did it for the insurance. You just got it. Once again, like you said, it's the long game.
Do you think,
plan it out, people.
Nick Spry's vehemently shaking his head no, but I'm going to jump
No, he wasn't. I was looking right at him.
Just go to the Great Lakes. You live right in Green Bay.
That's true. Oh,
He
so
wanted
was-
the warm
yeah,
waters of the
included.
tropics.
I get it.
It's just, do you think anyone really plans to have money troubles, or do you think it's that crime of passion, crime of convenience? He's going to kill everyone right now, and he's going to try to make sure there's no survivors.
Well, I mean, speaking from a place of knowing money troubles, quote unquote, little rabbit air quotes, and when I say that, I mean it comes from a place of real truth. I know about money troubles. And,
of course you do, yeah.
Yeah,
but
we
I
all
guess
know.
crime of convenience could be, just all the pieces fit in the right place.
are you
speaking
doing?
of which, will
I
you do
like
me
the
a
glimmer in
favor?
his eyes.
Fritz, will you come over here and do me a solid? Will you just hold on to this rope real quick for me?
I wouldn't do that,
Well,
man. He
No,
seems
I don't-
really
you guys
kind of...
don't
You
worry
didn't
about
answer
this.
my
My
question,
questions
but
are
you
true.
like
Yes.
when
He's
Nick
got
Spry
his
gets all
gambling debts we know
opportunist. I
about.
don't
This
like
is
it.
not a good
Just hold on to
idea.
this,
You want me to do
yeah.
that?
All right, no, just hold on to it.
No, don't-
Stay there.
don't
do it.
Maybe move a little bit closer to the railing.
Oh, no.
Closer.
That's not a
No,
good idea.
no,
You know
no,
you-
no.
Closer to the water.
Man, Daddy, will you shut up? I'm trying to listen to him.
Let him do his thing.
Not a good idea.
Just a little bit closer.
Angela, please. I think
Didn't
I
you
know what
learn
I'm doing.
anything from the
Oh,
last
okay.
story?
All right.
It was about Angela, so I'm not listening to Angela. Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Don't listen to me. Fine,
just
don't listen
stand
to me.
there. All right,
Fine.
put your feet against it, and I'm just going to throw this aside. I
Like
feel like
this?
this is a really opportune spot. Let me just toss this weight over the side. All
Okay.
right, there we go. Look at that rope go. Man, it's going
No,
fast.
go. Come on, you can't drown this guy. Why are you
Come
trying to...
on.
Hold on, let me hit it with water.
Perfect. Hey, I wouldn't even
Got it.
thought to do that. That's great.
It's
Good idea.
it's
Good idea,
attached
bud.
to you. Isn't that attached to you right now? The thing that's
Well,
going
it is
down?
now.
It's fine.
Oh,
It's
my
fine.
That's not
God.
good. That's not good.
Here we go.
Whoa! There he
Down
goes.
he goes.
There he
Off we go.
goes.
We all knew that was happening.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're just waiting for that to happen.
Man, Daddy, will you come down here into the cabin with me for just a
No
minute?
way, no,
I need to, okay.
I mean, there's nothing There's nothing you could have that would make me come over there
What's
right
that
now.
noise? Angela, I think there's something wrong with the lobster traps on the back of the boat. You better go check it out.
There are no lobster
You better
traps.
go look at those lobster traps over there.
Oh, dude, lobster. That sounds delicious.
Yeah,
that
I got
sounds
a bunch
great.
of beer. I figure we can just
Wait,
cook it
what?
out downstairs.
You got beer and lobster?
Beer and lobster.
All
We
right,
just put
okay,
some butter on it. Go get that lobsters for me, man, Daddy.
Should I worry about Fritz
No,
being
he's
drugged
fine.
out?
He is fine.
He's good?
I thought you were trained in this stuff. Come on, you know better, man.
No, you're right.
Go
you're
get
right.
that lobster.
Okay, I'm all about
Lobster
getting
party.
some lobster and some beer and
Here we
getting
go.
lobster up and beer in here.
You down? Want to go? Angela.
Man, Daddy, you fool.
What? I got beer and I got lobster. I don't know what. Oh my god, this lobster tastes old. Okay, that tastes like it might be bad, like rancid. It's not good.
So the gas you're okay with, but the bad lobster now?
Yeah, well, because I mean, have you ever been to Red Lobster? It's horrible. But
How you
I
feeling
don't
there,
know.
bud?
Cheesy
I don't know,
biscuits.
man.
A
I
little
don't
woozy?
think you're.
You sweating at all?
A little bit.
You feel maybe like tunnel vision? You're getting a little like that pinpoint focus of the eyes?
I hear an echo on everything I hear.
Why don't you here just cuddle up on this blanket? I got it all set up for you.
I'm gonna take a little.
Just curl up there. Go to sleep.
Oh, man. What a sucker.
Okay. All right. Anyways, Angela, hey, bud. Hey, friend.
Hey.
You want to see something cool that's going on inside the cabin here? There's a dumbwaiter. Have you ever seen a dumbwaiter on a boat?
Cut the shit, Nick Spry. I know what you're doing. You're trying to get me into the propeller.
Well, I'm just saying that it was just,
I know your game, Nick Spry. You're listening to Fort Fritz. Sit on your hands. Sit on your hands.
Yes, man.
You're listening to Fort Fritz, and here is what's happening. I have a harpoon against Nick Spry. He is killing people off of this boat.
Easy with that thing. Easy, Angela.
I will not be easy with this thing, Nick
Angie.
Spry. What?
Angie.
Angie? Listen, you need to go save Fritz. You need to go save Mandaddy. This is ridiculous.
Okay, all right. Which one should I get first?
Fritz, obviously
Okay,
he's
right,
drowning.
all right.
What's wrong with you?
Okay. Let me grab the rope. Oh, God, he is heavier.
What
than
is
he
your
looks as
game,
well.
Nick Spry?
I don't have a game. I don't know what's going on. This boat something's got into me. Let me drag him up here over the boat. Here he comes. I see his hands. It looks like he's reading.
Is he chilling?
Jamming out. What?
Wait.
What is he? He is just kick back and relax. He's like floating along like a log, like a duck in water. Look at him.
He never drowns.
Blowing smoke rings. Man, that guy really can survive anything. Hey,
Yeah.
Fritz! Let me pull him up out of the boat. What's that?
That's
Fritz,
good.
Fritz, come here. Come on, get her. Give me your hand. Climb up here.
Is that Nick Spry?
Yes, it's me.
Yes.
Give me your hand. God
Get
damn it.
in the freaking boat.
Why did you throw me out? All right.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Easy,
Big pull. Oh, there we go. All right, he's on the deck. Look at
Yeah,
him flopping around like a fish.
You don't
He
have
is.
to
flopping
be
around.
so forceful with me.
Ooh, don't know my own strength. All right. Now let's go to
my
Mandaddy. I guess I should give him some. I don't know. He had some bad lobster. What do I do for that?
Why is
Angela?
Mandaddy sleeping? He never sleeps.
Give him some Pepto or something. I don't know what you do. Apple cider vinegar? What?
get-
I don't know.
All I have is this half-empty can of LaCroix.
That'll work.
All
Just
right.
pour it in his mouth.
Pour it in his mouth.
nostrils
There
and
you
his ears.
There he goes.
Oh, he's coming too. He's coming too.
Oh, no.
I'm just waiting for what's going on?
Mandaddy.
Oh, God. Did someone make me eat bad lobster?
Yes, I would
Did someone
vomit
make
that
me-
up.
Oh, I can feel it.
Vomit it up.
That's not good.
Just for the record, he ate that lobster of his own volition.
Yeah, I know, but it was free. And there was beer
It
involved.
also looked really
Oh,
good.
God. Who made me do this? Who made me do this?
Not me.
Nick Spry.
Thank you. Nick
What?
Spry, you son of... Look,
What's going on with you, man?
Nothing. I just got caught up in the moment. This whole Bluebelle thing. It was just,
why would you
all
want to kill us,
opportunistic.
though? Because of your crippling debt?
I told you. Maybe.
Yes.
a little
You
bit.
need to get this under
right.
control.
No, yes. That's the last time you tried to drown me in an ocean, all right? You hear me?
So
Look at
lakes
me.
and
Look at me.
pools
Look
and
at me when
retention
I'm talking
ponds
to
are
you.
okay.
Look at me.
Yeah. No.
Look at me.
All right.
Look at
Mandaddy,
him.
shut up.
Hey.
You look at me.
Yeah.
All right? That's the last time you drowned me, all right?
All right.
Now, I don't care about the others. That's between you and me.
Guys.
Whoa.
All
But
right.
that's the no, I'm being honest. That's the last time you try to kill me, all right?
All right. Now, can I just apologize?
ridiculous.
Can we just forget about this
No,
whole thing
it's
and move
ridiculous.
on? Oh, come on, Fritz, don't be mad.
Oh, come on, man.
It's ridiculous.
Chill out, dude. We've
right.
all tried to kill you
Look,
one time or
guys,
another.
I'm
I got like a
sorry.
punch card. If I try to kill you one more time, I get a free sub.
I'm just mad.
I
I'm sorry.
apologize from the depths, from the subcockles of my heart.
You have sub cockles?
I do. I have cockles and subcockles.
He really does.
Do you have like major cockles and minor cockles?
It was an addition we put on in the late 90s.
Ooh.
We had a little bit of extra scratch, so we just added on.
Upgrade my
but I'm
cockles.
sorry, guys. I didn't mean. I don't know what got into me. Weird things happen in this house or on this boat. Apparently, on this cigar boat. Angela, I feel like you can put down the harpoon.
Can
stop pointing
I?
at
Can I,
me,
Spry?
Don't do it.
Can I put
Don't do
this
it.
down?
slowly reach out here and
Angela,
maybe try and
wait,
take it away.
Whoa.
from
Hey,
you
back
and
up
just-
off her.
Oh,
Back up off her.
Oh, she totally nailed it with that harpoon. That is boss, man. That is so awesome.
Sorry.
Right
The
in
safety
the
was
hand.
You shot
on.
him in the hand?
I didn't mean to.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Look at that.
Somebody pull it out.
Rip it
Somebody
out.
pull
No, you
Leave it
can't.
in,
You
leave it
can't.
in.
No,
It's better if you leave it in.
you gotta
I've
leave it
read
in. He's gonna
manuals
bleed
that say
out.
like
I'm just
that.
gonna pull it out.
He's
I'm
gonna
pulling
bleed
it out.
out.
Here we go. Pull it out. Fritz, just pull it out.
I'm
No,
gonna
don't
just-
push it through.
I'm
Don't
gonna
push it
hammer
through. Don't push it through.
Ooh,
Why
that was
did you,
bad.
baby?
That
Put your hand in the
way.
water.
Oh, that team, please.
Put it right into the salt water. Put your
You're in the
bloody
ocean.
hand into the salt water.
guys,
You're in the
guys,
ocean.
Ow, ow, ow. It stings.
Yeah, it should. You deserve that. You
Guys.
owned that.
Wait a minute. Why
What's wrong
are
with you?
What's going on with your left hand?
Hey, it's bleeding too.
What?
You didn't shoot me through my left hand. Oh my god. Guys, I'm bleeding.
Oh my god, you're bleeding from your eyes, dude. That's crazy.
Whoa.
That's creepy. No. That's creepy. That's
Oh,
weird.
freak out.
I can't look at you. That's creepy. That's weird. That's
I can't
weird.
see. I can't swim. I can't see. Hold me. Guys, wait a minute. What? I might be touched by something bigger than we understand.
You've been touched by a lot of big things.
Have you guys ever heard of Stigmata?
No. What? Oh my god. Wait, there's a movie,
There's a
right?
movie.
Yeah, there was a movie.
there's
Yeah, there was a movie. Ow,
Yeah.
God, this really hurts.
It looks like it does. You got a lot of blood going out.
There was a movie about it.
Dip it,
like
dip it in the ocean.
Oh, it feels good, doesn't it?
Oh, the sharks are coming.
Oh, no, damn
No
it.
more dipping.
Whoa! All right, we're getting bumped. We're getting bumped. That was a big one.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh god, I don't like this at all. What's going on? You're bleeding from your ears
my
now,
God.
dude.
What's wrong with you?
Is he wearing a crown of thorns?
This is really, really messed up.
Wait, what's happening?
Well, if you don't know anything about Stigmata, so
Is this Stigmata?
could be. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Wasn't that a
This never
single by
happened.
Ministry?
It was actually a song by Ministry. There's been several bands that have done songs named Stigmata, but it's the phenomena where you get basically the wounds of Christ, where they appear somehow in your body. And there are around 5 considered sacred wounds of Christ. Obviously, everybody knows of the crucifixion of Christ, where he was nailed to the cross, and so there are wounds on the hands and on the feet, and also typically a wound in the side.
The spear.
Yes, which was the finishing blow. There was a Roman soldier who felt pity on Christ and stabbed him in the side. I believe it was called the Lance of Longinus.
It was Stabby Joe who did it.
Stabby Joe. That's a proper
Sounds
Roman
right.
name.
What
Yeah.
would Longinus be? What etymology is that?
It's Latin. He's Roman.
Duh.
Come on.
Makes
Nice.
sense.
Yeah. This phenomena has occurred over hundreds and hundreds of years. It in all of history, I believe that there have been over 321 recorded cases of stigmata.
Wow.
The first and probably the most famous stigmatist was St. Francis of Assisi.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of him.
Big
He's
fan.
got churches.
He was born in the late 12th century and lived throughout the 13th century. It wasn't until his mid-40s that he actually was stigmatized. And the story goes that he was obviously a very devout priest. He had taken a oath of poverty and given up all worldly goods. He
That's
was-
amazing when priests do that. Like
Yes.
that's a huge undertaking.
Like Joel Osteen. I mean, the guy just gives and gives and gives.
all day. And as the legend goes, there's many biographers who did books about him, even during his lifetime. It was said that he was in ecstatic prayer, so feeling at almost one with the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, or with one with God, with Jesus, and he witnessed a 6-winged angel, a seraphim, one of the higher
Ooh.
orders of angels, came down and rays of light went to the wounds where Christ was, and that was the moment where he developed the symptoms. It's very odd, especially when you consider out of 321 cases of stigmatism, most of them occurred within the 20th century. Over 100 cases.
Why is that? So in the 1900s.
Yes, between the 1900s up till the beginning of the 2000s, over
a few
100
weeks ago.
cases. Yeah, just a little while ago. But this happened during an era where it could be properly recorded. When you see video footage of this, I have to admit, after watching a couple of documentaries and doing research on this, my stomach turned.
Really?
It was pretty intense seeing some of the more famous figures throughout the 20th century there's photographic evidence, there's video evidence. One famous figure was Padre Pio from Italy, who was born in I believe 1918, but he developed his stigmata and suffered it for 25 years towards the end of his life.
Are you kidding
That would
me?
get annoying after
What?
a decade or so.
St. Francis of Assisi suffered it for 50 years.
Damn.
God.
That's a lot of like tissues and just like a lot of paper towels. Just like, I'm sorry, this just keeps happening.
And
This
this
is a
is
mess.
like one of those ephemeral art, ephemeral casualties. It's not explained by anything.
There is no known explanation for it. There's a lot of theories. The Catholic Church has officially recognized, they have basically neither confirmed nor denied whether it is a real thing. In fact, there have been several people who were stigmatics that have been canonized, made into saints.
Oh, yeah.
But
Wow.
having stigmata does not count towards a miracle.
Oh, that's true.
That's really lame.
Wait, what's the point then?
Yeah, I'm bleeding out my face. Help me.
You would think in the Catholic Church and so the Catholic religion is the denomination.
Predominantly the denomination in which this phenomena occurs. It also oddly occurs in mostly women. I would say over 80% of the people who experience these symptoms are women.
So why does not the Catholic Church want to canonize these women? Do they research them?
They do
tests?
A lot of tests and severe investigations. In fact, every time that a miracle is purported, they send out teams and they do a lot of investigation. So with stigmata, I even watched a documentary where they spent, and this happens to a lot of stigmatics, Good Friday all day with a woman. And we watched the progression of her from appearing normal, and I have to bring this up. Stigmatics suffer. They say that these wounds it feels like they are real. They are in agony experiencing this. And they basically watched and video recorded, you can see it, this woman go through all of Christ's pain as he was tortured and eventually
like the stages
died.
of the cross.
Yes, and within an hour's time, this film crew has evidence on video of from her palms on both sides having nothing to small little blotches appearing to blood freely pouring out of them.
Yeah, but there have been reports, though, that you can't actually put nails through a palm, and a corpse cannot be withheld with nails through a palm.
That's actually, there are a lot of historians who have stated the fact that, like, the weight would not be supported on the cross.
Correct.
Yeah,
it would have
fall
to
down.
go through, like, your radius and your ulna in order
on the forearm. Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so this leads to a theory as to the origins of this. There was psychiatrists who thought about, since there is so much religious icons and paintings that depict Christ having these wounds through his hands,
There's thousands of them.
They were saying that it could have been some sort of psychosomatic, or as one psychiatrist phrased it, a psychogenic perpetua.
So psychosomatic would be mind evolving?
It is generated by the mind, that the mind is creating all of these symptoms entirely of its own. But when you think about the severity of these symptoms, perhaps pricks on the forehead from crowns of thorns, which bleed freely. A lot of these wounds weep constantly, and so you'll see stigmatics with bandages.
That is ridiculous,
or wearing
dude.
fingerless gloves. St. Francis of Assisi, it was noted that he had the spear wound on his side, and often his robes would be wet and damp from just free pouring blood.
Sorry, this always happens. I'm sorry, I got this little wound thing I'm dealing with.
Was it his left side or his right side?
It was his right side.
His right side? So
Correct.
where the liver would be, correct?
Yes, but I believe the wound was higher up on the rib cage.
Okay, like into the lungs or...
Yeah.
Could be, right below. Maybe where the I don't know where the pancreas is.
Really?
Could it be a pancreas,
Really?
gallbladder, or
Anatomy
something?
lessons
They're all
going on.
jammed in. They're the appendix.
Well,
Nobody uses that.
The appendix is
Quantum.
on the right, I know that.
Spleen is on the left side of your body, and that has the majority of your body's blood. It's always filtering blood. It's like a little rest stop. So if the spear marking was on the left side, you would bleed out really quickly from any kind of wound there.
Could be.
Yeah, because of all this stuff, dealing with stigmata and a person being nailed to a cross and then rising from the dead is all based on true medical fact.
All right, you know what, man, daddy, you can go fuck yourself.
Jesus,
Whoa,
man.
whoa, ease up.
What did I say?
The hell, man?
That was a lot.
Really harsh.
Was it something I said?
Anyhow,
Anywho.
from the psychogenesis of this phenomena, there were actually experiments done in the 20th century where people were put under hypnotic suggestion. There's a very famous film of a man placing a coin on a woman's arm, and under a hypnotic state, she was told that the coin was burning hot, even though it was not. It was at a normal room temperature, and after a period of time, when the coin was removed, a blister formed in the exact space and grew and grew and grew until it burst. There have been also instances where people have tried to recreate the symptoms of stigmata under hypnosis, and it, in fact, worked. These are very few and far between cases, but it just suggests that the power of the mind and these people's religious devotion might somehow push them to the point to convince their bodies to emulate the wounds of Christ. And be truly, I actually was listening to a Catholic podcast that said that perhaps it's the state of ecstasy when they feel most close with God that somehow this could come through and that they're providing their devotion. But in addition to just the physical quote-unquote wounds that these people exhibit, and some of them, oddly enough, are in the shape of crosses on the backs of the hands or on the forehead even, where no wounds were.
So these are like tactile hallucinations where you think there is someone touching
It's
you.
actually happening.
It is not a hallucination at all, because people have collected blood samples from the weeping wounds and tested them. There was theories that it was perhaps not the same blood type, or people felt like it was not their own blood.
There's no way.
Really?
Yeah, really. So this has been always, it comes inconclusive. There's been no real concrete evidence of what is happening. One of the most famous cases was a woman in Germany. Her name was Therese Neumann. She also, in addition to the physical wounds, supposedly lived off of nothing but the Eucharist. Then to you who
What?
are not growing up in the Catholic Church, the Eucharist is the wafer that embodies the body of Christ that you take as sacrament during Mass. And it was said, her priest, when he would place the wafer into her mouth, it was almost magnetically pulled, sucked out of his hand into her mouth.
She was hungry.
She's hangry at that point. She's like, like ecclesiastically hangry.
Like Chris Farley and Saturday Night Live, like, lay off, I'm starving. But like bleeding profusely from the eyeballs. Yeah.
Water crackers.
What is
like,
it? What
you'll
is the
get
term?
hungry.
Not transmutation. What is it? Where it changes from the wafer to the body of Christ. There's a term for that.
Transmogrification.
No, that's from Calvin and Hobbes.
I think it's close to that. I was raised Catholic, and so this was always a fascinating subject to me. Yeah, I got a lot of guilt. You never say you're an ex-Catholic. You're always a recovering Catholic.
Right.
With Therese Newman, she did have prominent weeping wounds from her face. It was very hard to watch her. Film footage of her lying in bed, not being able to see because there was so much blood pouring out of her face.
Wow,
crazy.
One of the other more significant cases was a English woman by the name of Heather Woods. She was taken care of by her, I guess you would say, her spiritual advisor, her spiritual counselor, someone in the Catholic Church who took care of her. There is film footage of her wounds developing as well. They do not look like puncture wounds. They look more like burns or abrasions, discolorations that appear, and then somehow blood starts to just come out of them.
An ulcer?
Almost like a blister, something like that. Along those lines. One of the few cases that had something different with those wounds was St. Francis of Assisi. It actually said that the blood that would come from his wounds would form the shape of nails. It would be pointed through the palms, or rather, flat and circular through the palms,
little scabby nails sticking out,
pointed, sticking out of the back, like an actual nail. Yeah,
that's messed up, man.
Well, it was just even considered more incredible.
Yeah, I mean, just bleeding would be one thing, but having little scabby nails sticking out of your hand, that's just kind of messed up. That's like a little on the nose, don't you think?
There's no dignity there.
No dignity. No diggity either.
No doubt.
So obviously there are many skeptics when it comes to this. There are many people who believe that could be due to a painful self-bruising syndrome, that people are unconsciously in their devotion somehow
like just
getting caught up.
tensing their body in that way?
Could be, like maybe they are clenching their fists and a nail punctures their palm. Or perhaps there have been fakes, obviously, found. Mm-hmm. People that are using pins on finger rings or hidden syringes where they are just basically doing sleight of hand and showing one side and squirting the syringe of blood on it and then onto the back side and just...
Then the amazing Randy shows up and completely disproves
them
what
out
they're
of the
doing.
water. Yeah.
I love that guy.
Totally.
That's not to say that even some of the people who may have been fraudulent in their claims of stigmata were doing a bad thing. A lot of these people who had the right intention to bring people closer to God, to witness a miracle, to make them to believe, to inspire more followers into the church. But this harpoon through my hand, guys, is a whole different matter. All I'm saying is that perhaps... maybe I've been touched by God, but if not, I'm just going to lose my lunch all over the deck of this poop swap.
Okay, one thing.
Swap. That's the worst reality TV show ever is Poop Swap.
This is one of the things that I've noticed so far, okay? Number one, we start off with the Revenant, which was Man Daddy's story about this creature that can come back to life.
Yep.
And it gains weight, and you got to remove the heart, and then finally you can burn the body. And then entire villages... they suspend their disbelief, and entire cities think that there is actually a Revenant coming back to finish their mission on Earth.
No, they're real, and they did that, and everybody saw them, and they're the living dead.
And then they win the Oscar.
And then we have Captain Harvey of the Bluebelle, Angela.
Psycho.
He believed that he killed, or would have killed because of the circumstances, an 11-year-old child. When he realized that the entire boat did not go down as planned, he committed suicide.
Correct.
Terry Joe came back from the dead.
Essentially.
And it terrified him enough to kill himself.
Correct.
Then we have Stigmata, and we have an entire population of people believing that there is something out there more than they can believe, and it inspires future generations. So we have the Revenant, we have Terry Joe, and we have Stigmata, all inspiring future generations to believe that there is something more out there.
For better or for worse.
Now, having said that, how the hell are we going to get back to the fort? Because the engine hasn't been working for a long time.
Yeah, this is horrible.
now.
We're going to have to do some paddling. I mean, and I guess it should be a good idea for him to paddle because he's got a hole in his hand.
I got a hole in my hand. It's just going to pass right
Not
through. We're
gonna
going to go
go
slow.
good.
Guys, ow.
Grab your oars.
I can practically breathe underwater. Do you want me to get in there and see what I can do?
Do Aquaman this whole thing,
Yeah,
man. We're just going
do
to
it up.
strap you in and you're just going to go in there and breaststroke all the way back to the dock.
Just going to tell us?
I got this. If you can, just get a sandwich ready for me. when I
Oh,
get
yeah.
back.
Ooh, that's a lot to ask. That's a lot to ask. I mean.
Here I go!
Hey, oh, look at he is just
Wow.
the man takes to water like a fish.
Damn.
Look at him go.
Wow.
This is amazing. All right, we got Fritz strapped onto the boat and he's taking us back to the dock
He's
now.
hauling ass.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
This is
I mean,
great.
we're actually getting a rooster tail behind the boat right now. It's amazing.
I'm a human motorboat!
We got to thank you all very much for listening to Fort Fritz. We're going to be getting back to the fort as quickly as we can. We got to get to the dock. Listen, we got Nick Spry over there.
I'm hoping for a Luke Skywalker hand.
We got Angela, the immortal, over here.
You'll be fine, Spry. It's fine.
We got the human motorboat known as Fritz right there.
Greetings!
So I'm Man Daddy. I evidently really enjoy gasoline. Thank you all very much for listening to Fort Fritz. Keep tuning in, keep sharing, and keep listening to Fort Fritz.